Welcome to Off the Record News. I'm your host, Diana Longrie. Thank you for tuning in. Off the Record News is brought to you from the SCC studios out of White Bear Lake. This evening, we are going to be talking about a new company that has a big and bright future, and that's Jemican. And I have with me several individuals who are here to talk about the company and to show how you can take advantage of some of their software solutions for small business right now, as we speak. And so with that, I'd like to thank my guests here this evening, Bob Cummings and Devin Miller. So thank you both of you for being here this evening. Bob, why don't you start out first and tell a little bit about how you became involved in Jemican and how, what role that you play and why are you excited?
Well, my name is Bob Cummings, and I am a marketing team leader with Jemican. And in my role, I do a lot of the production and advertising and communications in terms of getting our message out to the public. And I found out about the company through a friend of mine who is also our PR person, Tim Herman, a gentleman I've worked with for a number of years. He saw a spot for me that I might be interested in the organization, contacted me, and I said, yeah, absolutely. Took a look at the company. As you suggested, it's a small company right now, but it has a huge future in what we can do to support small business growth and the growth of nonprofit organizations across the country. So I am very excited to support that effort to move things forward to help small business.
That's very good. And Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Diane. I got involved a couple months ago through a friend who felt that my marketing skills and my commitment to community, which we've talked about before, would serve well in this company. And when I saw what was going on and the fact that it was helping small businesses, and I work with a lot of people that are in upstarts or have their own business, and a lot of times this is what we do is what they're looking for. And so it was a perfect fit for me. And I'm excited because I like ground level stuff. I like being at the cutting edge, and when nobody else is there, I like to be there. And so it's exciting to be there to build this and to see it grow from where it is now to where it will be.
And I think it's important for our viewers to know and to realize that this wasn't just a lark, that this idea for the company originated back in 2009 with Chai Zhang and Mai Vang, and that it was incorporated now in February of 2013. So it's been many years in the making, which I think is one of the aspects about this small company that attracted me, because a lot of thought has gone into the company and into how they can help small businesses. And one of the aspects of small business is that this United States SBA, the Small Business Administration, they say that approximately about 90% of all the businesses out there are in that category of what they classify as a small to mid-sized business, of having 500 employees or less. I mean, that's pretty much everybody.
It seems like it,
And that's really where our economic prosperity in the future, I think, lies. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, and when we get into what the software solutions are, I think that many of them who are watching here tonight, they're going to say, wow, where's it been all this time,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Right, exactly. So now, where's the headquarters of the company?
Well, I think, we have two.
Okay.
We are located actually in the Minneapolis area and in St. Paul. The headquarters is pretty much off of New Brighton Boulevard, but the sales and marketing is in St. Paul, in what I call the saintly city. So all the smart things happen in St. Paul, but all the thinking goes on in Minneapolis.
Yeah, and I know that the focus, as I mentioned, is really on small to mid-sized businesses, but also on nonprofits as well, correct?
Correct, right.
And so what, Bob, when you're thinking about the focus of the company and how to be able to design a product that's going to fit for both businesses and nonprofits. I mean, what similarities are there between both entrepreneurial businesses for profit and nonprofit? Some people might say, well, how can you have a product that will help both of them?
Well, that's a very good question. I think probably the easiest way to explain it is nonprofits refer to themselves as organizations, and people think of them as organizations. But in fact, they are really small businesses and have the same basic operating needs as a small business does. And they have that basic set of needs, but nonprofits are different. They're treated differently in the marketplace. They are subject to different rules and regulations in terms of the way they are raising money. They have different reporting requirements that are a challenge oftentimes to keep track of. And one of the things that GEMICAN software incorporates in our whole process is a list of basic features that apply to all small businesses, but we have a second set of custom features that we are going to design specifically to help out nonprofit organizations, which oftentimes are huge contributors to our community and help support our community in general, and of course other small businesses as well.
And one aspect of the software, and we're going to get to your video that you have brought along here to show to our viewers so that they get a real good like an introduction about what GEMICAN has to offer. But what appealed to me is this idea that, you know, everybody is on the go today.
Right.
And being able to access your business records, your calendar, your documents from a mobile device was very appealing because it's cloud-based solutions. And I had somebody on the program, a couple years ago talking about cloud-based and how things were moving to the cloud. And I thought, you know, maybe this is too premature when we had that program on. But here we are now talking about a company that has now taken that concept and has moved it to the next level so that small businesses and nonprofits can benefit from it. So with that, should we play your video?
Sure, let's take a look at a quick overview of what the company does. In our high-tech world and business environment today, small to medium-sized business owners and nonprofit organizations feel the stress of keeping track of all the moving parts in their business and keeping things in order. Most know there are technology solutions available but believe they are challenging to learn and difficult to use, require hardware and storage space, are inconvenient to use, applications are clumsy and don't talk with other applications, and the upfront costs and fees are unaffordable. Welcome to GEMICAN Software, your partner in digital business solutions. GEMICAN clients enjoy the benefits of simple, easy-to-use cloud-based applications, instantly accessible from any computer or mobile device. With the push of a button, GEMICAN clients have simple single-point access to our suite of fully integrated business software applications that provide solutions in 6 key areas of managing business in any industry. GEMICAN Money Management Software helps you keep track of all your financial transactions, including all assets, liabilities, income and expense budgets, and creates accurate time-saving financial reports. GEMICAN Time Tracker application allows you to keep track of your valuable time on any task or activity. It includes a simple punch-in, punch-out feature that ties directly into the reporting and payroll system. On the road or in the air, documenting travel becomes a simple task with the GEMICAN Travel Logs application. It provides mileage and travel reports that are easy to handle and submit for reimbursement. The GEMICAN Client Management application provides real-time access to all of your client information, as well as tracking your suppliers and the products and services they provide. Plus, it quickly generates valuable reports necessary to make contacts and follow-up connections efficiently and effectively. The GEMICAN Document Management application helps you find that critical document quickly and easily and share it with others. Easily upload or download documents, graphics, video and audio files, and generate reports as to where those valuable documents are located. We invite and encourage you to experience the benefits of GEMICAN software with our free test drive. There are no upfront costs or individual user fees. No additional storage space or downloads are required. Custom applications and full training is available. And you can access GemaCan software instantly on any device, anywhere you receive a Wi-Fi or high-speed internet connection. So when you're ready to take your office from this to this and take the stress out of running your business so you can focus on what you do best, visit us at gemacan.com and take a free test drive. GemaCan Software, your partner in digital business solutions.
That is a great video, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I think it really puts in 3 minutes everything that this whole show is going to talk about for a whole hour.
Being concise and precise is important.
Yeah, that's right. When I'm looking at this, I'm going, I get to log in one time.
Right.
I get to do everything I need from one website, and it's all there. How simple is that?
Yeah, I think the frustration that many small business owners have and perhaps keeps them from even getting into software that can easily support their business is that they're clumsy to use and they don't communicate with each other. There's great software packages out there that do specific things, but one software A doesn't talk to software B, and you have to copy and paste or download and upload to get the data transferred. With the GemaCan software, it's a one single point entry that accesses all the features, all the applications, so it's a one-time entry and the data is there. So as you're working and moving through, it's very simple from any point, whether you're out on the road, in the car, you can access your information and you're not stuck in your office all day long. So.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in thinking of how simple it is, I was talking with some business people just a couple of days ago, and we talk about competition, and we'll probably talk about that a little later. But when you talk about not being able to be compatible with other software, there's a lot that you can put on your laptop, that you can put on your smartphone and things like that. But if they don't talk, what's the point? And I think the feature that we bring to the table at this time is that people need something that is simple. People need something that they can get it all, and keep it going. Because how do you grow your business if you're just too busy worrying about your software? And one of the things you had said when I heard you speak is being tied to your laptop or being tied to your smartphone because you can't do it without that. Well, what GemaCan is doing is saying, you know what, we're going to free you up. And we're going to allow you to have all that in one place so that you can do it one time and then keep going to do what you do best, which is grow your business. And I think that's what is unique to us as a company, is that as we grow, we're allowing companies to grow with us, but we're also helping them grow. So it's a partnership. And I think when we bring those solutions to the table, it allows business to know that somebody's thinking about them. And not thinking about how we're going to make money, but we're thinking about how you can make money, because as you make money, we make money.
Well, and this idea about being tied to the office that you mentioned, Bob, when I was first starting to think about how can I use this in my small practice, I'm just a neighborhood attorney, and there are times, you go to Ramsey County Courthouse, you got a hearing in the morning, then you find out, well, you've got a hearing scheduled for the afternoon. Well, in the past, I have to go back to the office, try to get in a couple hours at the office to work, and then go back to the courthouse. Well, Ramsey County Courthouse has Wi-Fi available there at the courthouse. And so now I can just bring my laptop with me, and in between hearings, I can just go up to the library, then access the GemaCan account that I have, and be able to bring documents that are in the cloud from my account, or I can be entering in data that goes right into the account. I don't have to go back to the office. And that saves me gas and mileage and all these other things, and also dead time on the road.
Many the software pieces out there you have to download onto your computer or have storage systems of your own to save the data. And you mentioned a term called the cloud, which is something new. You'll hear the term software as a service out there. It's relatively new, but you'll be hearing more about that. And this is a cloud-based service, so all of the information and data is not stored on your own computer. You don't have to have a huge storage server. You don't have to download the software onto your laptop or on your smartphone. It's all housed on the GemaCan servers with high security, password protected, and you simply access it from there. The data is there, only you can access it, but that's why it's available anywhere you go, anytime you have access to Wi-Fi or high-speed internet.
Yeah, and one of the questions I had initially is that if you download your information into the GemaCan servers and in the cloud, whose data is it? And the data is the data of the owner of the data. They're not giving up their information to anybody else. It's not accessible by anybody else or any other company.
It's an alternative storage space is a good way to think about
Exactly, and also it's protected, and I think that is another wonderful feature that we offer. A lot of times with small businesses and with business in general, with so much identity theft, with so much hacking that's going on, a lot of folks are not comfortable with the cloud yet because there's we were joking one time, it's like, well, what if it rains, and because people just don't have this idea, but the thing is that it's something that you don't have to worry about, especially with us, because let's say someone does get into the system. Well, we encrypt the information in such a way that even if you get in, you can't read it. And so it's a double protection. First of all, you can't get it, but if there's a hacker out there that's just smart enough to kind of get in, you still can't get the data. So you're protected doubly so that you really feel secure in your business and working with our software.
Right.
And I think that's the feature.
And that is, I think, very important. Again, going to the idea of, say, for instance, attorneys. They are dealing with confidential data of their clients every day. Social security numbers, other ID numbers, account numbers for bank accounts, all these numbers that are very, very important, that they must be confident that whatever system they're using is making sure that that data is safe. There's the basic account, which, by the way, viewers out there right now can use the basic account for free, which is amazing. But then that's a way to get in there to see, does it work for your business, and to see the possibilities for it. And then from there, then there's the premium account, I understand. And then there's also some other very unique opportunities of working with the business community, in that a business can say, well, I see what the basic is, I see what the premium account is, but I have special needs in my particular business. I want you to customize your basic platform to meet my needs, and they can do that. And that the IT people work hand in hand with the business owner and the people who are interested in developing this at the company to hand customize the software that's needed for that company. Or let's say you have an industry such as, well, Bob, you mentioned the nonprofits.
Right.
That's one of the areas that GemaCan is focusing on, is the nonprofits or the field of the small to mid-size attorneys, that they will work hand in hand with the industry-specific initiative to have several of the nonprofits work together to develop a platform from the basic that meets the needs of these particular nonprofits.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned the nonprofits, because we are in the process right now of doing a fundraising effort at fundable.com for our nonprofit organizations. Nonprofits they're small businesses, but they are treated much differently than your standard for-profit organization. They have different tax reporting. They apply for grants and funding all the time. They're required to provide evidence consistently that they are not nonprofit organizations. And having places to, number one, store that information and then easily access it so that they can, when there's a request that comes out, they can literally push a button and generate a report, makes it much, much easier for them to operate. that in turn allows them to focus on what they do very well and help out their communities and those types of organizations on a regular basis.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
And I would add to that I used to run a nonprofit, and so when you think nonprofit, a lot of times people think that we're just a service to community and that we're quote unquote a bunch of do-gooders, and which we are, but there is the business side of it. And there is the, like you were saying, there is the logging, and there is the paperwork, and there is the employees. I mean, you still have employees, you still have mileage, you still have reports that have to go out. And so in that sense, this software will help, because a lot of times we're trying to figure out as EDs and presidents or whatever title we might have, we're trying to figure out who's going to do this report, who's going to do that report. Well, now all you need is one person to say, go to the Jim McCann account. It's all there. And just pull this for me. And you can do that. And it's not like, well, I got to go and I got to talk to this person. No, just pull that report. Or let me see the mileage for the month of such and such. You can do that. Whereas before, it's like, I need your report, I need all these reports on my desk by tomorrow. Well, it's going to make nonprofits more effective to, as you were saying, do what they do, but still get the paperwork done. Because as many nonprofits start, they stop. They're shut down because of what? Paperwork. Yeah. Because they don't do the refiling on time. They don't do the reporting on time, or they're too busy trying to get all the reports together and they miss a deadline. Well, here, we're going to be able to customize if we need to, but the basics will help you enough that you can get that information, get it there, and be ahead of the game if you use our software, as opposed to being with everybody else.
Well, and you bring up a really good point, is that there's a lot of administrative requirements and shuffling of paper that's required for nonprofits. And that, of course, has an impact on their overhead and administrative costs. And when you're going to people to ask for a donation to your nonprofit, what's one of the number one questions they ask? How much of my dollar is going to go to the service that's being provided, and how much of it is going to administrative costs? Well, it just occurred to me that this is a way to make those administrative costs a little bit less, so that more of those donated dollars actually go to what the purpose is of the organization, and that you can actually leverage that as a way to say to your donors, this is what we're doing to become more effective and efficient in our administration of our services. That, that never dawned on me.
And in the nonprofit, I did it forever. There's a lot of talk about downsizing and cutting and mitigating your administrative costs because of the overhead, because you need people to run your administration. Well, what this does, and it's a win and a loss, because you don't need as many people, which means you don't hire as many people. But the flip of that is you now can put those people into the community, into the service of what you're doing, instead of being tied to the desk and saying, well, I'm an administrator. Well, you're an administrator for this part of time, but you're really here in our organization to help people.
Right.
And so now you can do both.
And very likely the services or whatever that nonprofit is doing has impact in that greater community, which actually might be helping to create jobs or other opportunities for people in the community that is greater than that one or two people that they now don't have to hire internally. See, so you're able to multiply that into a greater benefit really in the community.
Exactly.
See, so, and that's really what the whole point was, after all. And so much of what we're talking about, of course, is a person who's got a for-profit business. They could say, well, that applies to me too. I need to cut my administrative overhead costs too, don't you? I mean, that's how you can be more competitive in the marketplace, whether or not if you're competing with, Joe down the street or a Chinese company in China. You need to look at that bottom line and figure out how to decrease your administrative costs. Now, Bob, though, you mentioned something about fundable.
Right.
I want to hear more about that. So what is fundable, and what were you talking about?
Well, what am I saying?
Yeah, that's right.
I think many of us have heard of the term crowdsourcing or crowdfunding out there, and many small organizations, entertainment entities are using something called crowdfunding or crowdsourcing. And it's an internet-based way to promote and raise funding for your business or your endeavor, whatever that may be. And what we have done is that's very successful out there, and many people are more than willing to contribute to those type of things. So we have set up a crowdfunding operation for our nonprofit approach, and it's on a website, and I'm going to give it to you here. It's called fundable.com/GemmaCan-software. And if you go to that site, you'll be able to read a little bit more about what we're doing in terms of putting together very specific programming to support nonprofit organizations. And they're really one of our strategic partners. We're finding that while our base of 5 software applications works very well in general, as you mentioned earlier, each type of business has its own little idiosyncrasies and special needs. We've identified number one that perhaps needs the most help right now is the nonprofits, but others like lawyers or other types of specific businesses, perhaps dentists or chiropractors, all have specific programming needs. And as a strategic partner with GemmaCan, we can help them take our base of 5 applications and grow them so that they have exactly what they need to run their businesses very, very proficiently.
And along those lines, I heard somebody describe it as grow as you go, and that these features can actually be an endless number of features depending upon what the organization needs, whether it's a nonprofit or whether it's for business. Whatever those features are that they need, it can be endless, because if they're growing and they find they need additional features, then they can work hand in hand with the IT department there at GemmaCan to put those features into the application for that company. Right. And it's great, because then you don't outgrow your software.
Right, and the other thing is that we then have a platform of software features that we can offer to other businesses that they may not have even thought of.
Yeah.
And so the customization, I think, is unique because, let's say we were talking before, if you have landlords that, or have multiple business or multiple properties and they're doing this, well, there's landlords everywhere.
Yes.
And they may not have ever thought that I needed software to do this, or there's a piece of software that will help me do this. So now that grows our market in such a way that we don't even think about, because we're allowing our customers to help us think about it. And so now you become a part of the company by telling us the uniqueness of your business that not only helps your business, but helps our business.
Right.
So you grow and go, and we grow and go, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And from a marketing standpoint, that's wonderful.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. And when you're looking at what the digital trends are that are here today and are moving forward tomorrow, I mean, we have, all kinds of smaller and smaller devices that we can bring with us, where we have our whole business in a pocket. I mean, my goodness, imagine that. I thought I was really ahead of the times, where 10 years ago I had a PDA. Woo! And now it's like, well, that was really it was great then.
Yeah.
Right.
But today we have gone so far ahead of that, and then the trends that there's more in the way of social and professional networking on the internet, where people are doing more of their business interactions and networking online and as part of the internet. And of course, we talk about virtual offices already, and the use of the internet to really leverage the small business to be able to compete in other parts of the world, other parts of the United States, other parts of wherever they may find themselves, or against other bigger companies, because now they've got the tools where they can be more competitive.
One of the things that's interesting, that to give you an analogy, is when you look at the music industry. a lot of times musicians that had an idea put their stuff on wax, then we went to CDs, now we're in MP3s, but the whole production side of it has now been transformed by the internet. Because before you had to go to a production company, you had to go to a distribution center to put your stuff out there. Well, now you can do it right in your home. You can distribute it right online, and you don't need that entity to distribute your stuff, because you can do it through YouTube videos, all this. So we're seeing it in other industries. Why not for small businesses? Why not for that Johnny or that Jane that sat at the table and said, this is what I want to do, and this is what I believe in, and I think I can make money at it, but I need software, because that's where everybody is. If I don't have software, I'm out already. If I don't have something that's going to make me competitive with everybody else. And what Jimmican does is it brings the competition to you. You don't have to go to the competition. You're right there in it, because if we can't do it, we can create it. And so that's unique to any small business, that even you have an idea, you can come to us and say, I got your basic features, I got that. But here's something that I'm doing. And we have an IT team that says, tell us about it. Because if you say it, we can build it.
Yeah.
And that says, I can't go to Nike and tell them to build a tennis shoe. I can't go to Apple and tell them to build me a software, but you can come to Jimmican and you can say, build me something, and we will. And they build it, they will come.
Yeah, they're excellent, excellent. Well, I want to take this moment now to share with our viewers the website.
Sure.
So they can see that after this program, all they got to do is just log on and get started on their own with their own small business and use what we've got so far out there as the basic account. So let's flip on over to our computer screen, and let's flip over to our computer screen. There we go. Now here is the page when you first get to jimmican.com. And so I'm going to turn this over to Charles, who is operating the computer.
Okay, thank you, Diana. We're simply logged into jimmican.com, and as you can see, Jimmican offers one system that allows you a platform to operate your business. We've got our one system that you can log into from anywhere. We've got a product called G-Books, which handles your financial transactions. We've got a product called G-Client or G-Contact, which also offers you an opportunity to control and keep in touch with your client base and your contacts. We've got a software package that allows you to store your documents online, instantly backed up and retrievable from any location. We've got G-Time, which is a time tracking system that allows you to track both your time and your tasks. And we've got G-Travel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you simply how to log in. And I have an account already set up, so I'm just going to log into my account. And this is my private business account. So I log in, and as you can see, your username and your password is required. Once you log into your account comes up on what we call your members platform or your members page. Your members page allows you to put your own company logo. It has the getting started features that takes you through the software. It has a calendar, and it has some business news and financial news that allows you to get up-to-date information about what's going on in the marketplace. But I'm going to take you through basic software. Press on Applications. We've got G-Books. Okay, G-Books simply is an accounting and finance platform that allows you to record your accounts. You've got your account name, you've got your account numbers, you've got your type. So basically you're dealing with just a book ledger that allows you to deal with transactions. It allows you a menu selection on the side where you can create reports, you can create documents, you can enter your data. G-Client and G-Contact basically allows you to track your suppliers, your contractors, your contacts, those people that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. You want their information at hand, accessible, and you want every feature that you could possibly need to reach that individual. Their phone number, their email address, their name, their location. GDocs. GDocs is the software application that allows you to access all of your documents from any location. You search your documents by date. You can enter your documents. You can categorize your documents. You can source your documents. And you can search for multiple results. You can view the document, upload the document. You can deal with size and scope of categories, extensions, sources, you name it, it's there, it's available. Now we're going to go to G-Time. I'm going to take you on a little more extensive tour of G-Time. G-Time is an opportunity for you, as let's say you're a contractor, sole proprietor, you provide services for someone. You want to track your time. You can simply punch in to track the start of your day, record your day automatically. Now I'm punched in. But let's say I've gotten my day started and I forgot to punch in. It allows me a manual opportunity to go in and manually enter my time. I can enter the date. I can enter the time I started. I can enter whatever I need to do to make sure that I didn't miss the opportunity for today or yesterday's events. So my time is tracked. I'm tracking what activity. I can put notes in to define what it was I was doing. And I have an opportunity for, let's say I'm a 5-employee operation. If someone needs to approve my time or payroll, that can be done also. I've entered my time, I've entered the date, I simply click save, and the system will tell me that my record has been saved. Then I can go back at any time and check all of my reports, check all of my input-output records, and show exactly what I've done over the past, let's say, 20 days. So I go in and I do a search. I search for what time I've put into the system. In this case, I'm going to go back a little further, and you'll be able to see the report that comes up, and it simply tracks what time I've put into the system and how I've operated over a period of a few days to a few months. Okay? Next, I'm going to go to G-Travel. G-Travel affords me the opportunity to track my mileage and those wonderful things that result in expenses. So here I am in G-Travel. Let's say I'm going to track today's activity. So today is the 21st of December. I'm the one traveling. I'm going to use the end date of today. I'm going to enter a new travel log. So that new travel log is going to simply show my start time. So starting date, starting time. Let's say 12 p.m. we got started. Ending date, same date. Ending time, let's say it's 9:30 p.m. Okay, where am I going? I'm going to leave from, let's say, our sales office in St. Paul, and I'm going to go to our headquarters in New Brighton or St. Anthony, Minnesota. Okay, now that I've done that, I can log in to purpose. Let's say the purpose is a management meeting. Last but not least, I can put details if I need to, but most importantly here, and I'm going to scroll up, I won't scroll, I'll just leave it, you can see it. Get destination. I'm going to click the Get Destination button, and it automatically records my mileage. So I've taken a one-way trip from our sales office to our headquarters, and it's logged that trip and the mileage. I hit save, and lo and behold, the report tells me that it's saved, and I'm done with that entry. So that's how the Jimikin software allows you, as a private business owner, to just engage in getting those things that you need to get done on a day-to-day basis on your own members' platform.
Thank you very much, Charles. That, again, going through it one more time like that, I'm always amazed at how detailed the platform is and how flexible it is, how it is relevant to small business. And I would be willing to bet that there's a lot of small business owners and people involved with nonprofits who they're watching this and they're thinking, man, I could really use that. I wonder now, how do I get started with it? Well, it's really easy, isn't it?
Very easy.
Right.
Okay, so tell them again what's the first step? Basically is just typing in www.jemmycan.com.
That's it.
Well,
Boom.
and you know what? And that is really great because I know I'm looking from my own perspective. I do not have time to figure out how to read through a 1-inch manual on software to figure out how to make it work so that I can get the most out of what it has to offer. And this is so intuitive and user-friendly, and that is what most people, I believe, that they're looking for. Intuitive and user-friendly. And I think they'll find that here. And I like the way that Charles said that this is an opportunity to test drive it, because it really is an opportunity to do that. And then if you find out, well, you know, most of it works for my business or my nonprofit, but I need to have a couple of extra features, that's when they can contact Jim McCann and say, you know, I need to work with you hand in hand to have you specialize the platform to better meet my needs.
Exactly.
Again, it's grow as you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, you hit it on the head, is that the basics for any company, for any nonprofit or any business is right there. And so being able to just meet those needs will free up time, and it will allow them to even think about what else they need. Because if they can get through the basics, and again, from a small business, I do consulting, so I have a small business, and I've done nonprofits, so I've seen both sides. The biggest thing that kills any business is not having enough time to do the paperwork. You're staying, you know, you're working your business during the day, and then you're dreading going home because you know, I got to go home and do some paperwork. Well, now you can do it while you're on your way home. You can do it when you get done with the day. So now you're spending time with your family. Now you're not spending the weekend saying, don't bother me, honey, I got to close myself off from the office because I got to do office work. Because, you know, one of our slogans is, we've got your back, office. You know, so we've got you. You know, we've got you tied to freedom so that you can do what you need to do, which is grow your business, go out there and get those clients, go out there and make a difference if you're a nonprofit, and don't worry about, how am I going to tell somebody about this? How am I going to track this? How am I going to do it? It's freedom. And I think that's what is going to make the business grow, make us grow, is because we're going to give people back their freedom. And give them back to their families, give them back to doing what they wanted to do when they started the business, which is do business. They didn't want to do paperwork. I know when I do consulting, I don't want to do paperwork. I want to do consulting. I want to help somebody help their business. And so we're there, you know, and so who can? Jimmy can.
Yeah. Well, and I think the small business owner can identify with the fact about time being very scarce. There is only so much time in a day, and if you are busy doing all this bookwork and paperwork and accounting and management of all these different softwares and whatever that you need to do, it cuts into your time that you have to grow your own business, to find new prospects, to develop a new line of business, to do whatever it is that you need for your business, to say, I would like to grow it a little bit beyond so that I can actually hire a new person. And there's that point in time where something has to give, and this is a good way for those small business owners to be able to say, you know what, now I can actually focus more on how I can do what I really wanted to try to do this next year for my business, so that maybe I can hire an extra person to increase the sales or production, whatever it is.
Yeah, the first time-saving thing that catches me every time is that as Charles was moving around, he didn't have to log out and go over here and log back on and wait for it to boot up, and in the meantime something else happened, or he got a phone call and got distracted with something else. It was a simple click, click, click on the menu, and he went from one application to the next just that quickly and easily. And those are little time increments, but those add up very, very quickly and just eat up your day. So if I've got efficient, high-tech software to work with that does what I want it to do when I want it to do it, I am saving tons of time, and I feel just a whole lot better about running my business.
And it's cost effective.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's affordable.
And it's affordable.
You know, I mean, that's the real beauty of it. I mean, I think our founders and those of us who are involved with the organization, I think what draws us to the organization is the fact that of the thought that has gone into it. When I think of Chai and how he explains it, and when I look at the overview, and I look at, we have a core of IT people that are there. A lot, as you had said in the beginning, this didn't start yesterday. A lot of thought from 2009 to now was like, how do I help the small business? And when we talk about the fact that you said, so the backbone of America and now the world really is on the back of small businesses. If we grow small businesses, America grows, the world grows, because everywhere there's a small business that is looking to do something to make a difference. And here we have the software now because someone took the time to think about it, to say, we can do that. We can help you with that. And everyone that I've worked with, Bob, Charles, the sales staff, we all have that thought of, we're here to help them. We're not here to help us. We're really here to help them, because by helping them, we help ourselves. And I think that, to me, is the uniqueness, of course, of the organization as well, is that we're all in this because we all either have a small business, we all been in nonprofit, we've all gone through the headache of this, and to have this, we're all trying to figure out how we can use it,
Exactly.
And so we're not, it's like, I'm not just a client, I'm not just an owner, I'm a client, I mean, we're in it too. We have it on our own to do our own business, and now we can talk from a personal perspective, which makes it easy to sell to someone else.
Well, and in our last few moments here of the program, I do want to say that that's one thing that struck me when I first was looking at the team of all the individuals who have come together, who are making Jemacan happen, is the commitment they have through their own experience of being small business owners, of being involved with nonprofits and being involved with management and marketing, and it's a group of very seasoned professionals who have been out and about in the community for a long time. Yeah. And they are bringing all of those experiences to making this happen so that small business can have this software solution in the cloud. Now, in our last minutes, I know, Bob, you want to talk a little bit and make sure to remind folks about the Fundable, and we do have a screen that we can put on the TV so that folks can write down the information. We also want to mention that the company, come January 2014 and throughout the year of 2014, they're going to be having a Rule 506 offering through a private placement memorandum. And so the number, if you're interested in investing through that mechanism, is on the screen. But Bob, go ahead and talk again about Fundable.
Yeah, and again, the Fundable site is what we've been hearing about. It's called crowdfunding, and it's a way for any individual to find something that they want to support, are passionate about, and support it through their own personal funding. Very easy to do. You go to the website that's fundable.com/Jemacan- software, thank you. And click on it, take a look at it. You can read more about it. We'll be having the video that you saw earlier on that site in the next week or so here, which will remind you about all that we're doing. And consider making a contribution to funding that, because the nonprofits in our community, as we all know, are very significant and make a huge contribution to the extent we can support them in what they're doing, and simply through creating software that works for them is very, very valuable. So we hope you'll consider doing that.
And what company do you know is helping nonprofits by raising money to help them give them software?
Exactly.
You know, who can? Jimmy can.
Gemma can, yeah.
And with that, I think we'll conclude our program. And I want to thank both of you for coming on the program and sharing this excellent opportunity for small business to do better, to work together hand in hand with Gemma Can to grow as they go. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
In our high-tech world and business environment today, small to medium-sized business owners and nonprofit organizations feel the stress of keeping track of all the moving parts in their business and keeping things in order. Most know there are technology solutions available, but believe they are challenging to learn and difficult to use, require hardware and storage space, are inconvenient to use. Applications are clumsy and don't talk with other applications, and the upfront costs and fees are unaffordable. Welcome to Gemma Can Software, your partner in digital business solutions. Gemma Can clients enjoy the benefits of simple, easy-to-use cloud-based applications, instantly accessible from any computer or mobile device. With the push of a button, Gemma Can clients have simple single-point access to our suite of fully integrated business software applications that provide solutions in 6 key areas of managing business in any industry. Gemma Can Money Management Software helps you keep track of all your financial transactions, including all assets, liabilities, income and expense budgets, and creates accurate time-saving financial reports. Gemma Can Time Tracker application allows you to keep track of your valuable time on any task or activity. It includes a simple punch-in, punch-out feature that ties directly into the reporting and payroll system. On the road or in the air, documenting travel becomes a simple task with the Gemma Can Travel Logs application. It provides mileage and travel reports that are easy to handle and submit for reimbursement. The Gemma Can Client Management application provides real-time access to all of your client information, as well as tracking your suppliers and the products and services they provide. Plus, it quickly generates valuable reports necessary to make contacts and follow-up connections efficiently and effectively. The Gemma Can Document Management application helps you find that critical document quickly and easily and share it with others. Easily upload or download documents, graphics, video and audio files, and generate reports as to where those valuable documents are located. We invite and encourage you to experience the benefits of Gemma Can software with our free test drive. There are no upfront costs or individual user fees. No additional storage space or downloads are required. Custom applications and full training is available. And you can access Gemma Can software instantly on any device, anywhere you receive a Wi-Fi or high-speed internet connection. So when you're ready to take your office from this to this and take the stress out of running your business so you can focus on what you do best, visit us at gemmacan.com and take a free test drive. Gemma Can Software, your partner in digital business solutions.
Go to the home page, register as a Gemma Can user. You can test drive the software by entering a username, a password, and log in. You create that account, and you need your name. It's an individual or a company account, your email address, your password, and you're on your way and launching the best software package available on a free platform for you to use. Your account comes up on what we call your members platform or your members page. Your members page allows you to put your own company logo. It has the getting started features that takes you through the software. It has a calendar, and it has some business news and financial news that allows you to get up-to-date information about what's going on in the marketplace. But I'm going to take you through basic software. Press on Applications. We've got G-Books. Okay, G-Book simply is an accounting and finance platform that allows you to record your accounts. You've got your account name, you've got your account numbers, you've got your type. So basically you're dealing with just a book ledger that allows you to deal with transactions. It allows you a menu selection on the side where you can create reports, you can create documents, you can enter your data. G-Client and G-Contact basically allows you to track your suppliers, your contractors, your contacts, those people that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. You want their information at hand, accessible, and you want every feature that you could possibly need to reach that individual. Their phone number, their email address, their name, their location. G-Docs. G-Docs is the software application that allows you to access all of your documents from any location. You search your documents by date. You can enter your documents. You can categorize your documents. You can source your documents. And you can search for multiple results. You can view the document, upload the document. You can deal with size and scope of categories, extensions, sources, you name it, it's there, it's available. Now we're going to go to G-Time. I'm going to take you on a little more extensive tour of G-Time. G-Time is an opportunity for you, as let's say you're a contractor, sole proprietor, you provide services for someone. You want to track your time. You can simply punch in to track the start of your day, record your day automatically. Now I'm punched in. But let's say I've gotten my day started and I forgot to punch in. It allows me a manual opportunity to go in and manually enter my time. I can enter the date. I can enter the time I started. I can enter whatever I need to do to make sure that I didn't miss the opportunity for today or yesterday's events. So my time is tracked. I'm tracking what activity. I can put notes in to define what it was I was doing. And I have an opportunity for, let's say I'm a 5-employee operation. If someone needs to approve my time or payroll, that can be done also. I've entered my time, I've entered the date, I simply click save, and the system will tell me that my record has been saved. Then I can go back at any time and check all of my reports, check all of my input-output records, and show exactly what I've done over the past, let's say, 20 days. So I go in and I do a search. I search for what time I've put into the system. In this case, I'm going to go back a little further, and you'll be able to see the report that comes up, and it simply tracks what time I've put into the system and how I've operated over a period of a few days to a few months. Okay? Next, I'm going to go to G-Travel. G-Travel affords me the opportunity to track my mileage and those wonderful things that result in expenses. So here I am in G-Travel. Let's say I'm going to track today's activity. So today is the 21st of December. I'm the one traveling. I'm going to use the end date of today. I'm going to enter a new travel log. So that new travel log is going to simply show my start time. So starting date, starting time. Let's say 12 p.m. we got started. Ending date, same date. Ending time, let's say it's 9:30 p.m. Okay, where am I going? I'm going to leave from, let's say, our sales office in St. Paul, and I'm going to go to our headquarters in New Brighton or St. Anthony, Minnesota. Okay, now that I've done that, I can log in to Purpose. Let's say the Purpose is a management meeting. Last but not least, I can put details if I need to, but most importantly here, and I'm going to scroll up. I won't scroll, I'll just leave it. You can see it. Get destination. I'm going to click the Get Destination button, and it automatically records my mileage. So I've taken a one-way trip from our sales office to our headquarters, and it's logged that trip and the mileage. I hit save, and lo and behold, the report tells me that it's saved and I'm done with that entry. So that's how the Jimican software allows you, as a private business owner, to just engage in getting those things that you need to get done on a day-to-day basis on your own members' platform